Hello, hello, and welcome. Stevie the Blessed here with my lit series, Let's Imagine Together. And if you read the shirt, you probably already on something a little foreshadowing because I like that. Today, we're talking about Don't Kill My Vibes. That is the title of my talk today, and best believe I'm excited about it. My shirt is all about them hashtag good vibes. I'm all about them hashtag good vibes. And at the end of the day, we don't want nobody killing our vibe. So I'm going to ask you, when you hear the term vibrations, when you think about good vibes or bad vibes, what are you thinking about? I feel so many people are talking about vibrations, but do they understand the root of how important vibrations are, especially on a spiritual level, on a scientific level? Vibrations are life. I know they're probably also thinking, well, how do I change my vibration? And what is my vibration? How do I know what my vibration is? So we're going to talk about a few of those things today. Let me just, of course, as always, say thank you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for taking on this venture, maybe setting aside a little bit of time to jump into this magic school bus of a ride on these mental journeys towards different topics and subjects that are fun, in my opinion, to delve into. Thank you for joining me. It's my chance to pay it forward. I ask that as you step into this beautiful, beautiful knowledge, this gift of time and energy, that you also pay that forward and share it to the next person, because that's the goal, to stay into this flow of circulation. The vibrations must stay high. What do we know about vibes, people? Well, on a scientific level, we're just going to talk pure science. I feel like there's a lot of that involved here. We know that everything is made of atoms. Everything comes down to atoms, and what we know about atoms, they are always moving. You can't stop an atom from doing this thing and getting this groove. Oh, no, I'm just playing. But your atom is always going to be moving. So that constant state of motion is what we can call vibrations. If you look up the definition of vibrations, then you'll see that that is a part of the key term. So we're always in that constant motion. Therefore, everything that consists of atoms, which you and I are absolutely a part of that, is going to have a vibration. We know that this kinetic energy, this constant motion, can be summed up as vibration, and therefore we all have our own vibrational pattern, which can be measured in terms of frequency. So instead of saying vibrational pattern all the time, people are probably just going to say vibes. Like, what's the vibes around that? So that's going to be our little short word for what we know is truly a pattern of what we are resonating with, emanating with, and that everything does as a moving, constant moving atom structure that we are as individuals and that our lives are composed of. So those frequencies, those vibrations, it's a pure science thing, and it is the molecular status of life that we can dive into and tie back to how we can increase the standard of our life and make our lives better and enhance the way that we are obtaining experiences day in and day out. So thinking about it, you know what? Vibrations are literally known as the tone of a person. It can be known as the association of an object, or the constant motion of something. So there's a few different definitions we're going to kind of incorporate as we're looking at today. But the number one thing to know as we look at vibrations, it is very, very commonly known that having a higher vibration is going to be considered good versus having a lower vibration, lower amount of energy, is not usually considered good. So there's a few different things that kind of back that up. And there are certain frequencies in general that are just automatically noted for having more of a harmonious vibration when it comes to their natural state. They are measured usually in hertz, and there's going to be frequencies of 528 and 432 that you can look into that are going to be sound frequencies that you can actually incorporate into music that are just known to have frequencies of healing energies, healing vibrations. And that to me is pretty wicked awesome. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to maybe think about that when it comes to my own music. So higher vibrations result in higher frequency, and the higher the vibration, the faster the vibration as well. So when I think about people that I know that are going to be like super happy and super cheery and just high energy all the time, they're coming at you and they're always happy, they're always optimistic. Do you ever see them as being tired? No, they have this energy, this high energy that's associated with this high vibration, versus most people that are just down and they're doubtful and they're always worried and they're kind of in this fear mode, which it probably happens to the best of us. That might be me at times. That is usually going to be what you can see as like dull, low energy, and not somebody that's super hyper and super active. And that's just a common association because we're dealing with different levels of energy here. So everything has vibration, not only me and you. Water has vibration. Sound creates vibration. Matter, it's going to be light. Different colors have different vibrations. Emotions have different vibrations. I thought it was really fascinating to think about. The color violet is the highest frequency, highest vibrating color that we know so far. And that's why the ultraviolet rays are so healing for us. We can't even see past that. The speed of light within those colors is so quick that our human eye can't even catch anything past the color of violet. But we know that there probably are many, many more. So that high vibration is something that's so good for us. And it's something that we can absolutely attain. So when you think about the lower frequencies and the lower vibrations, you can kind of think about vibrations also on a scale of intelligence. Mold, for instance, is on a low frequency range of like 77 when it comes to hertz and megahertz, versus we have a goldfish, which is going to be like around 1,000, and then we have people that are like 1,500 up to 9,000. So this scale of intelligence, the scale of life force almost, can continue to increase also as you look at vibrations continuing to increase. So on a scale of emotions, we have fear here at the low frequency versus pure bliss at the high frequency list. And that is going to be how we can continue to put ourselves on this vibe. What emotions are you usually emanating? That can be a really key indicator on what your vibes are. Me, I like to think about ways that I can increase my vibration. The number one way that you can do that is going to be through crystals. Crystals are such a beautiful, amazing element. I'm talking about crystals that falls into stones, different rocks, different things that have the mineral properties that you can find in many different crystal shops, that many people have access to go and find and mine themselves. But those many different crystals bring healing to our lives. So you can raise your vibration with the crystals because they are known for having a vibration. I've always known to have crystals around, so if you want to kind of take a look-see, you can see what I think are the must-haves and what you have to carry if you're going to start getting into crystals. What's up, guys? Steve the Blessed here, and I'm actually going to bring you into my home so I can show you some of the crystals that I always keep on me. These guys are really special to me, so we're just going to make our way back and check out the very first beauty over here, which is black amethyst. This is a rare crystal. I'm actually just going to zoom in so we can see a little bit better. You can see some of those beautiful lights starting to reflect off the crystal. Black amethyst is a little bit more rare. So when I came across this, it was a must-have. You dig? So the next one we're going to take a look at is really, really close. This is citrine. So citrine is actually formed from amethyst that's exposed to the sun for much longer, which is kind of cool with the orange color. Citrine, all about that abundance. So for me, abundance, prosperity, I'll talk about that a lot. It's crucial. We got to have it. So this to me is also a must-have. Also, the bigger the crystal, the more energy you can harness. Loving it. So lastly over here, we've got my amethyst. So this is just the regular amethyst, a little painting that I did. Not too bad, not too bad. So the amethyst, which you can start to really see the way that she reflects so many different angles to that beauty. Oh, goodness. Can you see why I'm obsessed with crystals? I've got some literal ones too, but the big ones, they really just are the anchors in my home, and I had to show you. So thanks. Keep watching. All right. So yes, if it's not apparent, I keep crystals around me. So as I'm talking about crystals, it's really, really going to be rooted in a lot of my personal experience with them, and not to mention many, many different spiritual teachers, healers that I've met. Everybody has that common link of crystals. So they're beautiful, they're easy to get, easy access, and it's another way to easily upgrade our vibe. So the crystals are all about that good juju. Why are they so important? Well, various crystals are going to be composed of different elements, different minerals that have distinct vibrations that they carry. So that's really good to know as you're thinking about what crystals maybe you should start off with. They transmute energy, and that is something they're really known for. So we use quartz in watches because it has that ability. We use copper, we use gold for different things. These minerals, these crystals, these stones, I'm grouping them all together under crystals, but there's many different things that we can look at that fall within that mineral group because it is all something that's natural. But they have that ability to truly transmute and respond to energy, which is what ties into our vibration. So there is a true science behind the crystals too. We know that the information about crystals, the healing properties of crystals, dates way back. So you can look at many different cultures that are from back in the day that have accepted worldwide at the time how important crystals were. And that's why you'll find that rubies and emeralds were only considered for some areas of the world like available to royalty, because they were so special on so many different levels. So they will conduct various forms of light. They will help to transfer different forms of light, and that is a part of why they become even more healing. Once we know, again, tapping into certain light rays, we're going to have a higher vibration that we absorb just from that we can come into connection with from that. That being said, something that if I'm going to talk about crystals, I have to say that is really, really, really good to know and to be able to look up crystals, because specific crystals are going to have particular emotional and physical centers of the body that they correspond to. So it's nice to be able to kind of trace back maybe what healing opportunities you have, and specifically what crystal is going to correlate with that. But since they do have that ability to transmute and absorb energy, it's crucial that we cleanse them. There are a few crystals that we don't need to cleanse because they don't absorb any energy. They only put out energy. But those are a little bit more rare. Selenite is one for that. Amethyst is actually a crystal that doesn't necessarily need to be cleansed, although I like to cleanse my amethyst. But selenite is one of my favorite crystals that cleanses other crystals. So that one is must have in my opinion. So you can cleanse them by, really it's an energetic, it's an intentional thing. Your intention is to maybe visualize white light coming over and cleansing it, purifying it. You could use sage. You could run it under warm water, cold water. You could bury it on the ground for a couple of days. All those things are going to basically release the energy that the crystals absorb, so it can really just be charged up and ready to do what it is naturally built and inclined to do. My must-haves for crystals, other than the ones in my house, which you saw: amethyst for protection and intuition. You got to have rose quartz if you need that unconditional love, and then selenite because it cleanses and purifies, like I said. So remember, guys, this is all about how we can raise our vibes. And if there's things in the universe that already have the vibrations we're trying to attain, why wouldn't we incorporate that into our life? So remember, vibrations impact our life. So that's why I'm tying into crystals, because crystals are known for their vibrations, but vibrations impact our life. The NASA program has even recognized crystals for their healing energy. They patented back in the day, I think it was in the 60s, the biomat, which was basically something that helped the astronauts' bodies to stay strong when they were having to go to different gravity levels, since they're flying all around space. And the biomat's number one ingredient, if I may say, is going to be amethyst. So look that up. I'm not making that up. That's NASA, and they have recognized that the power of amethyst is known to heal. So why are we not jumping on that train too and recognizing what we can incorporate to elevate our lives, make our lives a little bit easier? One of my favorite experiments was by Dr. Masaru Emoto. I'm probably not even saying it right, but I'm going to go with that. And he did the water experiment. You can look this up too. Basically, he recognized that water, when frozen, could contain almost like programmable memory for vibrations that were put upon it, to where you could see the structure of the water crystals that would reflect back from whatever was imprinted onto it on a vibrational level. So certain sounds of music, certain frequencies of music, certain frequencies of words. Follow me here. So what he did was an experiment, and he basically was speaking for however amount of time, maybe a week at a time, was speaking into different containers full of water, and very consistently was saying the same thing. So there's some where he said, I love you, and I love you, and I love you, versus some like, I hate you, I can't stand you. And different containers of water were basically frozen afterwards and inspected under a super high frequency microscope to look at the water crystals and what patterns they contained after being programmed with these words that carry vibrations. So what you will see is the water that was exposed to positive vibrational words responded through a very harmonious, almost mathematical, geometrically perfect shapes that look similar to snowflakes, versus the water that was exposed to very low frequency words and low vibrational words and feelings just came out distorted, and it came out very unharmonious, and it wasn't pretty. So that clear difference right there is another way for us to see through the elements of the earth, like what is working and what probably is not working on a level of vibrations, and how we can affect. Because remember, we are 70% water. Like, that's science too. We as humans, we're 70% made up of water alone. So we are being programmed by the vibrations around us, just as water can be programmed by vibrations around it. So that is my number one reason, if I may put things into perspective, why it's so important to not let anybody kill your vibes. And don't walk around killing other people's vibes. It's all about raising vibes. I'm all about the good vibes because that's all I ever want in my life. And that's the whole purpose of why I'm here. So remember, guys, we step into this knowingness that there is a vibration that is always love. That vibration is always love. And as long as we tap into it, then there's nothing else but that vibration that is always there. It's a frequency just like a radio station that we can turn on and become one with. As we concentrate on that love, we are that love. I know that love is true for me. I know that love is true for everybody else. And that vibration feels good. I claim that vibration. I speak that vibration for myself and for all of my viewers today. And in that, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to know that good vibes are available to me, and I let it go because there's nothing else to resonate with but them good vibes. So, you guys, as a reminder, we're coming to the wrap of the video. Leave your comments, get involved, tell me what you want to hear next. I got a little scientific today, and I thought that would be kind of fun for some new viewers maybe. So, stay rooted in that love. My affirmation as we wrap up: my vibration is free and full of love energy. I'm going to say that one more time. The affirmation for this week: my vibration is free and full of love energy. Thank you guys so much for joining me. The spiritual practices, as you can guess, go get a crystal at a crystal store. Keep it in your pocket every day this week and start to feel the difference in your vibes. I promise you it'll work. Find the one that makes the most sense for you. You guys, peace and blessings. And until next week, yours truly.